Welcome back, everybody. This is Politics as Usual, right here on the Ethos Media Network. Make sure you like, you share, you subscribe for all the latest content. Today, I'm going to be reacting to a certain part of a video by Abba and Preach. Abba and Preach, for those of you who somehow don't know, they're pretty big YouTubers, you know what I mean? They just basically react to a lot of content that's out there, just do social commentary, basically, and just give their opinions on things. For the most part, I feel like they have very reasonable opinions. You know, a lot of times people try to paint them a certain way. But I feel like if you really just, actually watch the content and you look at the detail of it, they have pretty good stuff. The reason why I'm reacting to one of their videos today is because they said something that I personally strongly agree with. And I feel like he broke it down in a way that is very digestible, and it pretty much makes it make sense for anybody who doesn't view it this way. And we're talking about censorship. That's the subject at hand. And let's watch the video, and then I'll come back and give you guys my take on things.
It's much more difficult nowadays to do that because everyone's trying to toe the line. Right? And the more you guys put up these barriers, what ends up happening is not that you silence this kind of rhetoric. It's not like you guys are making things better. That's not what's happening. You know what's happening instead? People are becoming much more smarter with the way that they do it. Right? They start to use coded language to describe people they dislike. All of a sudden, they're thugs. Right? They're this, they're that. They'll find different words to make sure you know what we talking about, but I didn't say it explicitly, so I'm good. Me personally, I prefer it out in the open. Oh, that's how you move? We good. Because guess what? There's some white supremacists on YouTube right now. And they get to float through this space without any issues. Want to know why? Because they just knew what words to navigate so they don't get any issues. Me personally, let it all out. Let's see everybody's dirty laundry. Let everybody say what the fuck they thinking so we know what it is and we know what to avoid. People like Andrew Tate, a woman finds out, oh, this guy likes Andrew Tate, this guy I'm trying to date. I'm going to stay away from him because I know what Andrew Tate says. Now you can avoid it. You can't avoid it anymore. Because guess what? Now the same guy who's watching Andrew Tate is going to watch somebody who's a little bit more coded with their shit, but holds the exact same fucking views. You didn't make the world a better place. You didn't think things safer for everybody. You just made it easier for problematic people to navigate this space. That's it. That's all you did.
Yeah. So just to piggyback off of that, man, I think he makes an excellent point. So with the Andrew Tate example specifically, he's basically saying to, ladies out there, if you allow Andrew Tate to be on YouTube and to be in public and to spew his garbage that he says, right? If you allow that, what happens is women can now be cognizant of people who follow Andrew Tate. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, oh, okay, this guy's out here. He says crazy shit. Oh, you're a guy that I potentially might date, but you like Andrew Tate. So that means I know you think crazy shit. So now I know to avoid you. That's essentially whereas if you remove Andrew Tate and, you remove him from basically public spheres, and I'm not talking about the arrest thing at all. I'm purely just talking about his rhetoric right now. Then yeah, you know what I mean? You can navigate that. Whereas if you take him off of all these things and he's only allowed to speak in very niche and very small type audiences and things like that, where his message doesn't get broadcast as easily and it's only for, essentially preaching to the choir type of situation. When you deal with that, then it makes it a lot easier for people to spread these ideas, for people to be unaware of it. So that way, now, like Abba just said there, you can disguise your shit a little bit better and just not say certain trigger words, but have the exact same viewpoint. But because you haven't been censored and all of these things, like, people don't know who you are. So it's a little bit easier for you to get your message out there. So essentially, it's not even the content that's being censored. It's literally just certain words and things like that. That's basically the argument. And so, but let's dive deeper into that. So they were censoring doctors, who if you look at what they were saying 2 years ago, and then you look at how things are now, they were absolutely correct. All those people, a lot of them were taken off of social media. They were taken off YouTube, Twitter, etc., because they weren't saying what the mainstream narrative was in regards to certain things that were going on health wise around the world, right? But now basically they've all been proven correct. So why was censoring them a good thing? Again, even hate speech. You know what I'm saying? I'm a black man in America. I understand how bad hate speech can be. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I always say this to people. If my neighbors are racist, I want them to have the Confederate flag on their front door hanging proudly. I want to know that. So that way I know the type of people I'm dealing with. If you censor these things, you know what I'm saying? And now, of course, there's always the argument of like public private. I'm really just speaking about the principles of these things. I'm not talking about the legality of it or none of that. Oh, that's a private home. He's allowed to hang up stuff versus, in a public place. I'm not making those arguments. I'm arguing